Hey, this is Chris with Ugly.Teacher.Hiking. Just got back from the gym. I have to have a quick meal, so I figured I'd try something. Try this. It's forbidden rice ramen. Hey, if it's forbidden, we got to try it, right? So stick with it. I think you'll get a kick out of this one. Ugly.Teacher.Hiking. I hike it so you don't have to. So let's get this started. So we're going to use the nudge stove that I made the other day. Just going to call it the nudge stove. For now, let's look at what we're going to be making. Forbidden rice ramen with white miso. The black noodles. I don't know, I saw this at the store. I thought it was crazy. Crazy. It's a product of China. Try to avoid food from other countries, especially when I've never had it before, but we'll give it another try. We'll give it a try. According to these directions, we need to place 2 cups of water in a pot, bring to a boil, add ramen, and gently for 4 minutes stirring occasionally. All right, so this is what we got to do. We got to get some water boiling. So we're going to use our nudge stove. Now, someone asked in the comments, well, what happens if you use 1 ounce? So I just got this shot glass with all the increments on it. We're going to use 1 ounce of heat. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is the fuel I use. But it works good in these alcohol stoves. Here's so many different reports whether this stuff isn't good or bad or what. Seems like everything is bad nowadays. Oh, went a little over. That's okay. So we're at a little over 1 ounce. I don't think that's going to make that big of a difference. I got 2 cups of water here, 16 fluid ounces. So let's open this bad boy up. Now it's a little, the weather here is a little cruddy. I can hear construction off in the background. So what we're going to do first is we're going to get our Silverant stove stand. Now I was going to make a bigger production out of it today, but I just want to eat. And the cross members. And pray that it doesn't start raining on us anytime soon. Okay, remember the last time we did this, we started lighting with it off. I'm afraid that may be the easiest way to do it. Let's re-angle this. So after a little re-angling, we're going to take our fuel, plop it in there. Of course, the drops on the outside, and you see the crazy little hound in the background there. Drops on the outside, I probably took it down to 1 ounce. That's all right. So we're going to take our lighter, light this bad boy up. And now that was 1 ounce of fuel, 1 ounce. When we did the test the other day, we used 2 ounces, so hopefully it will be okay. Okay, that wasn't too bad doing it that way. So we're still going to use our probe for measuring the temperature. I think this is going to be a little too small, but we'll give it a try, see how it goes. So it took me a minute to get this all set up. So add about a minute to that. So we got 1.5 minutes. So we'll come back to this in a moment. It is very windy here, so I'm gonna have to re-angle the camera. So with the camera re-angled, let's check this out. We're at 98 degrees, probably about 1.5 minutes. Remember, this isn't a boil test. It's just boil water so we can make lunch. And I think we're gonna have a little problem with the size of this. I think this cup is not big enough. Well, live and learn. We'll figure it out. Okay, we're at 4 minutes in. I had to run in to get a new cup, a little bigger. Now, I don't know if the flame went out. It's so hard to see the flames. That's still going up. Not as fast as it did the other day, though. Oh, I can hear it now. I can hear it. So we're at 4 minutes, 40 seconds, maybe about 5. I can still hear it going. I don't think 1 ounce is going to be enough. Really don't think 1 ounce is going to be enough. Well, we'll give it a try. All right, so we're at a little more than 6 minutes. I feel no heat coming off it. I'm assuming it burned itself out. Now, I don't like doing this, but we're just going to pour that in and make a total mess. About half of that went in. I don't know how I'm going to light this now. Stupid. Remember, don't do as I do. Okay, so it has to be at least 2 ounces. At least 2 ounces of fuel to get a cup, 2 cups, 16 ounces to boil. Man. Yeah. So there wasn't enough fuel, and it's very windy today. So this isn't a good representation of how well the stove will do. So with that extra ounce of fuel, it's going up, the temperature's going up quick. Just 1 ounce isn't enough, it doesn't give enough oomph. So if you are going to make something like this, a little stove like this, I would suggest 2 ounces, 1.5 ounces probably. As time goes on, we'll just try to dial it in, because that wasn't a full ounce I just poured in it, because most of it went out on the edges. So just think before you act. Sometimes that doesn't happen. So let's give it about another 2 minutes and it should start boiling. All right, so we're almost at a boil. I just wanted to mention this, that this cup is way too small. So I went and got a 600. Now that I'm looking at it, this may be too small, but there's at least a little more room in here. So we'll give it a try in a moment. Well, we're a little over 10 minutes right now. It's drizzly out, and it looks like I went through that 2nd ounce of fuel already, because the temperature is going down instead of up. So maybe I shouldn't have had such a good experience with it the other day. So let's try another ounce. So the breeze on this is really what's holding things up. So we've gone through basically 3 ounces. Yeah, that was better. Light this bad boy up again. Okay. Hopefully that. Okay. Let's get this back on here. It is very breezy, so don't think of this as a test, more like let's make brunch, lunch, whatever. It's a Sunday, so we can make whatever we want. Sunday fun day. So we already know it should start boiling right now. The scale is off a little, and I see a lot of bubbles forming. Another 3-4 seconds. Now we're gonna have to transfer this while we're waiting on that to finish boiling. This is our rice ramen, a black rice ramen. They really made this thing forbidden. Can't even open the stupid thing. So here, the packet. Here are the noodles. Oh my gosh, it looks like plastic. It literally looks like extruded plastic. All right, so we know the water's ready now. I'll plop that into our cup. There's nothing else in here. A few more of these crazy looking noodles. Oof. All right, so what we gotta do is we're gonna take the probe off. Now, always be careful when you're dealing with these probes. I've had it in meat before and burnt my hand pretty good. All right, we're gonna pour it into this. And they say add the packet. I'm gonna add the whole packet to begin with. Usually these things are a little too salty for me. Well, it smells good. Let's put it back up here. And we have 4 minutes to wait. So we're at 16, at 20 after, we should be good, or 20 minutes. All right, so here's the soup. I don't know. Move that a little closer. Now, I never knew that they made black ramen. I'm sure they probably make all different colors. Kind of cool looking. It just looks like ramen soup with a miso broth. So we'll give it a few stirs. Okay, we're gonna give it a minute. So at this point, we're looking pretty good. The noodles are starting to feel noodly. I mean, I can understand why it was at a cheap store. It was at a store here in Rhode Island called Ocean State Job Lot. They always have like clearance items, probably didn't sell well. Probably because it doesn't look that appetizing. So, pretty much we're done. I'm debating if I'm going to transfer over to the Kupilka. I may not, or may do it. I don't know. All right, final thoughts and our try in a moment. Hold on, let's just try the broth real quick. Okay. All right. All right, so we're going to give this a try. I don't have really good feeling about this. It's got that miso look about it. To me, it tastes like it has too much fluid in it, too much liquid. So let's just give it a try. For the flavor packet, you would think it would have a lot of flavor. There's no flavor at all. The broth has almost no flavor to it either. I just, maybe we didn't put enough water or put too much in. I followed the directions, so I don't know. But you gotta try all this stuff out. My expectations weren't too high for it. So please click like and subscribe. Remember, we review it so you don't have to. We hike it so you don't have to. Now we're eating it so you don't have to. And really, I wouldn't go out of my way for this. But we got another one to try out. We'll give it a try and we'll see how that goes. Have a great day.